Okay, so artificial intelligence is pretty much everywhere you look, right? But how is it actually changing the way businesses see and understand the world? Today we're going to dive into its powerful and, sometimes pretty perilous role in business research. It's a technology that promises these revolutionary insights, but it also comes with a really sharp edge.
I mean, let's be real, we're all kind of drowning in data. Customer feedback, market trends, all the noise from social media. For any business out there, the real challenge isn't getting data. It's finding the truth inside all that chaos. How do we possibly separate the genuine signal from all that distracting static?
Before AI came along, business research was a completely different beast. Just picture it. Painstaking, manual work where progress was measured in months, not minutes. Every single little insight was hard-won through just sheer human effort.
So on one side, you have the old way, this tangled mess of manual effort. It was slow, and it was fundamentally limited by what a single person could read and process. But on the other side, you've got our new reality with AI. It's streamlined, it's powerful, and it's capable of finding these hidden patterns a human might literally never see. It's a fundamental shift from human-scale to machine-scale research.
And that brings us to AI's role as a research supercharger. Look, this isn't just about doing the old tasks faster. It's about unlocking entirely new capabilities that were pretty much impossible before. So let's take a look at the two key technologies that are really driving this whole transformation.
At the very heart of this revolution is machine learning, or ML. The easiest way to think of it is as a pattern recognition engine on steroids. These algorithms can sift through massive datasets, way more than any human team ever could, to spot these super subtle trends and make forecasts with some incredible accuracy.
And then, paired with ML, you have natural language processing, or NLP. This is the magic that lets AI actually understand human language. All of a sudden, all that unstructured data, all those millions of customer reviews, tweets, and comments, it becomes this searchable, analyzable goldmine of insights.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it means you can analyze thousands of product reviews in minutes, not months. It means automating those mind-numbing literature searches and spotting market trends basically as they're happening. Ultimately, it's about having the power to make better, faster, more data-driven decisions.
And this isn't just some theory, you guys. Research from Agarwal and their team shows a literal explosion in academic publications on AI in business. This chart right here, it's based on their data, and it just shows this dramatic upward trend. The academic world is absolutely racing to understand and harness this tech.
Okay, the speed, the scale, the insights, it all sounds amazing, and honestly, it is. But you know what they say, with great power comes great complexity. So, what's the catch here? Where's the other edge of that sword?
And that leads us to the hidden costs. Because for all its incredible power, AI introduces a whole new layer of really profound ethical and practical challenges that we absolutely cannot afford to ignore.
All right, the first major issue is bias. Think about it. If an AI learns from data that reflects our own historical inequalities, say in hiring practices, it's not just going to repeat those biases. It can actually amplify them, making them worse. An algorithm is only as fair as the data we feed it.
Then, of course, there's privacy. AI models get trained on these gigantic data sets, and they often contain really sensitive personal information. So how do we tap into AI's amazing analytical power while still protecting the privacy of the real people inside that data? That's a huge question, and there are no easy answers.
And finally, we've got ownership. If an AI comes up with some groundbreaking market insight, who owns it? The person who trained the model? The company that owns the data? The developer who wrote the algorithm? Our traditional copyright laws are really struggling to keep up with this stuff.
So, what we're facing is this fundamental balancing act. How do we take advantage of the incredible speed and power of AI without completely sacrificing the ethical integrity and the quality of the research itself?
The authors of the paper we're drawing from, Agarwal and their colleagues, they really put it perfectly. The key is to look at AI's impact on both productivity and quality together. You just can't separate them because one directly affects the other. This holistic view is absolutely essential.
And let's be crystal clear about why this matters so much. This is not just some abstract academic debate. A flawed or a biased AI model can lead a company to make discriminatory hiring decisions, launch totally ineffective marketing campaigns, or, invest millions of dollars in a faulty strategy. The stakes here are incredibly high.
So, what's the path forward? We can't put this genie back in the bottle, and frankly, we wouldn't want to. The solution really lies in building a responsible framework for how we use these powerful tools. Here's what that could look like.
Okay, based on the research, here's a clear 3-step framework. First, integrate AI, but, and this is a big one, educate your teams on both its strengths and its weaknesses. Second, you have to establish clear ethical rules for how AI is used, focusing on things like transparency and privacy. And third, constantly audit your models for bias and validate the results with human oversight. This is definitely not a set-it-and-forget-it situation.
At the end of the day, AI is giving us the power to answer questions we could never even dream of tackling before. But it also forces us to stop and think. As this technology continues to reshape our world, maybe the most important challenge isn't about finding the answers, but about making sure we're asking the right questions in the first place.